we may be calling this early this week because with YouTube we get 3 notifications, and we used up 3 of them trying to stream, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So 3 blank streams went out to all our subscribers. So sorry about that.
Oh, there you go, Dave. Hey guys.
Oh, hey.
Fun. Just jump by to say hello.
Hey Dave, what's up?
What's up, Dave?
Thanks again for all your help with everything. We were streaming through Mobcam. Hey Pierre, what's up? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Dave, real quick, the reason this is weird right now is because we tried to stream 3 times through Mob Crush, and if I'm not mistaken, we get like 3 notifications to our subscribers a day. So we used up those 3 trying to stream, and now like, well, actually, it looks like people are coming through. Since I got so many notifications, sorry about that. I just sent an email off to Mob Crush, like, what happened?
Yeah.
There was no video. If you look at the first stream, wow, now there's like a lot of streams here. Okay, well, I guess we'll hang out, see how everybody's doing.
Everybody's chilling now, so.
Yeah, Dave. We were just talking about the new song that's coming out at the end of this week that we did for Slice and Rice's wedding.
Yeah.
And
It's called New You.
we're doing
New You.
we're doing a premiere for it on YouTube Premieres, which has been great for music and stuff. And then we have another song coming out.
It's almost done.
Just whenever we get done with it, yeah.
It's almost done.
And then a bunch of new music that some people know about.
A whole lot of music.
And stuff. But the end of the middle of this week, we're heading out to the East Coast for Slice and Rice's wedding, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But
We get to see.
it got kind of thrown off because so in the original stream we were talking about like favorite '90s love songs.
Yeah, that was the original thing for tonight. Is everybody throw in their favorite '90s love song?
Yeah.
And I said Daniel Bedingfield's "If You're Not the One."
Yeah, and I said specifically because of a specific girl, "I Knew I Loved You" by Savage Garden.
Yeah.
Which are almost the same song.
Pretty much.
Uh,
Might as well be.
I knew I loved you before I met you. Then if you're not the one, that's the only part I can sing. 'Cause he goes like into the stratosphere after that. Are you going to live stream the wedding? I never thought about that. First off, we got to ask them if it's okay. And second, if we have decent Wi-Fi, sure, why not? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure where the location, what it is yet. Like if it's a hall or if it's like another.
well, we have a location. We're just asked not to broadcast it because they have many, many, many fans.
Sure, yeah.
That are trying to crash that wedding. So we have the invite and the address and everything. I don't know how much we're supposed to be talking about it.
I don't know if it's like this big or this big, or if it has this power or Wi-Fi.
But there might be parts or something. I do know we're going to be taking a little bit of vlog footage. I mean, I guess if you're here, you're a diehard because we've messed up this stream so many times. We plan on doing the music video for New You at the wedding by compiling footage like we take from the wedding, but like not obnoxiously, just like our normal stuff. We're just gonna try a little bit extra to make it like nice looking, and then film a couple little things outside of that. But you know, Pierre says my favorite '90s love song, "I'll Make Love to You" by Boyz II Men. Ooh, that's a good one. I love how direct it was too. It's like, throw your clothes on the floor, and I'll take my clothes off too.
It's like cool. Just getting right to it. That was the first verse.
One of my favorite Boyz II Men songs actually is "Water Runs Dry."
Oh yeah.
Wait till the water runs dry.
That's right.
I just know that has that really cool breakdown. Don't do it, baby.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I just switched keys 3 times in that.
Who else? 90s.
Then there was like All for One that had their 2 songs
All for One.
that John Michael Montgomery ended up doing.
I wish that Extreme had that More Than Words, but I think that was the 80s.
That sounds like an 80s. I can't remember.
But that song's probably something that what's that dude's name? Dishwalla, I think the band was called.
God.
They probably had some sappy love song.
So yeah, the reason we were talking about these songs is because we did that song as a gift to Slice and Rice for their wedding.
Yeah.
And now they've heard it. Actually, Pierre, or you, and then some other people who have heard the song left some really sweet messages for them, and they super appreciated it.
Yeah,
a lot of crying emojis from Matt and Glory. So it was a lot of fun. And we're gonna get to see them in a few days, so that'll be really cool. But yeah, if first, I don't know how to handle like the blacked out video where there was just audio, because we did talk about like stuff then. You just couldn't see anything. Maybe we'll link it. You know what? Afterwards, when we post this, we'll have this video, and then I'll post in the link of this video, there'll be the link to the original one, so you can check out, like, if you just want to like listen to it, I guess, for like everybody just hanging out or whatever, because that was weird. I don't know what happened, but because we could see it here. You know, I wonder if it had to do with the new iPhone update.
Oh, maybe.
That'd be a big problem. Because
everybody
did that.
Updated.
and you can't go back.
Nah.
You can't go back. You even did a clean reinstall.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway, trying to think what else. We're gonna be recording podcasts this week. Stuff. I think Jimmy Fallon and Jack Black covered More Than Words once on the Tonight Show.
That's awesome.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They probably sounded all right.
Jimmy Fallon does a lot with music because he's a little bit of a musician himself, like more on the comedic side. But
yeah. Even what was it? Seeing what's his face play the guitar for the first time. Oh, why can't I remember names right now? So one of the other late night guys, the redhead.
Oh, Conan?
Yeah, Conan O'Brien playing guitar on stage.
I didn't see that.
With Jack Black, actually.
He just made his way around like all the
shows.
Actually, there's been a bunch of new shows. Well, a bunch. There's like two, but Kelly Clarkson has a new daytime talk show.
Yeah.
Which I've only seen clips of. I've never caught it in real time. But the clips have been like really cool because she does a cover at the beginning of every episode, and I didn't find out till she did an interview with Ellen, I think, and she doesn't like know the cover she's going to do until the day of the show, and then she asks the audience.
What?
And then the audience says something, and then before they go to air, the band rehearses it real quick, and then they just do it live. So it's cool.
Skills.
Well, she said they're used to it because they every time whenever they tour, like every show, they do like one cover song, just like
a popular whatever,
fill the set out or whatever. Because she Kelly's been on record as saying like she's written about half of her songs, but not like a majority of them, and so she's more of a performer than like a songwriter. That's what she was commenting on, like Taylor Swift's ordeal, because Taylor Swift's had a hand in writing every single one of her songs. So the whole thing with Taylor like losing her masters to Scooter Braun or whatever was a big deal for her. And she was like, I can understand it because she's written all her own songs and stuff, but I've only written like half and stuff. So cover song or whatever I guess to her it doesn't really matter. Like a song's a song, and she'll just like perform it. And we get to hear a new song from Kelly Clarkson literally 5 days a week.
Yeah.
No, so. She did an Imagine Dragons song. She really killed it.
She's an amazing singer overall. Like, she's a singer when I think of it.
And then, what else? Lily Singh has a new late night talk show. A little bit of a rough start, but mainly like editing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And also, it's interesting seeing like Lily has very much like a YouTube vibe, and then like seeing that on like late night. It's finding its legs. I've been seeing like little clips.
I haven't seen any of that stuff yet. I mean, I know she can hold her own anywhere you throw her, so she probably does all right.
Well, the only reason I saw the first episode is because they live streamed it to YouTube before it aired on late night.
That's cool.
And maybe that's why there were issues, is because it was like live, like we are,
all our issues.
But those are cool. And actually, come to think of it, the two new late night hosts or two new talk show hosts are women. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been, I forget how we got on that subject.
We're just riffing, man.
But because Jimmy Fallon playing on that late night.
All the late night stuff.
Yeah.
I used to be so like tied into all that stuff. That was back when we actually watched TV, though.
TV, yeah, it would just be on late night, so it'd be fun to like just have like on.
Yeah,
You know.
and Conan was like one of the ones I watched probably the most, and I couldn't even remember his name. Oh man!
And he had a whole thing where he was like the host of the Tonight Show for like a week, and then like
I had recently watched a clip of Jay Leno. I was telling you about in the car. I forget who else was there, but we were talking about. Oh, it was Josh, Burt Reynolds, and the Nickelodeon dude. Oh man,
SpongeBob.
Oh, Mark Summers.
From
fighting, yeah, from like way back in the 80s.
He was from Double Dare.
Double Dare,
Yeah,
the Nickelodeon
who
show. Wasn't
Liza Koshy hosts now, so YouTubers everywhere.
Mark Summers did everything though. He did that candy show.
The candy
It
show.
was called Unwrapped,
Oh,
and it was he goes to all these places and tries these candies, and you see how they're made, and like you go into the factory, they show him that, and just like the wonders of candy, the life of candy. Go check it out. It was like 90 old.
90.
It's old. It's an old show. I watch that like on regular television. Like I used to like look for it on the TV guide. That was a thing too. You have to
TV guide, man.
you
Those are
look in the
memories.
paper, your daily paper for the damn TV guide.
Dude, lately, maybe the last couple months, like there've been certain, not even like it's not like sometimes I wake up and then sometimes like I just feel it in the middle of the day. Like I get like painfully nostalgic for like 80s and 90s. Like I'm like, oh, remember that.
That was we used to do so much more
Yeah, but
to get things, and now it's just like boop,
but it's also
which is great.
yeah.
You
It's
know.
also made me really appreciate like now because
Yeah.
when you were like a kid, so like say like the 90s, I was a teenager and I was like I just want to not be a teenager anymore, like and like things I was like annoyed with like the N64 loading or the PlayStation loading or something like that. And I was like so annoyed. I'm like someday this will be fixed, and like now it's fixed for the most part. And I look back, I'm like, oh, remember when? And I like hear the PlayStation 1 startup sound, and I'm like, oh, so nostalgic and stuff. But like, if I just would have appreciated it more then, you know. So now I'm like, whatever thing I'm complaining about right now, like 10 years from now, I'll probably be like, oh, remember that?
all I can think of is being a kid and not being able to find my friends and having to call them on the house phone because I didn't have a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was no like way to track your friends. If you couldn't find them, you couldn't find them.
Yeah.
Because like now, I just pick up my phone up and they're streaming somewhere, and I can see exactly where they are, or I know where they're at. Or it's like GPS tracking now. It's so crazy. Like to think, I used to have to like run down to the house and knock on your friend's door and be like, "Hey, you home?"
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore. I don't.
Or you
think.
like see your friends' bikes outside or something.
Yeah, like little indications of like if you knew the bully, the neighborhood bullies that like walk in the street, you can tell because everybody runs to their house,
Runs to their house?
to their
Oh,
house.
to their own homes. I was like, they run to the bully's house?
So if you like you see them all scattered, you're like, oh, I'll scatter too, you know.
You know, the funny thing was, maybe this is just because like I had immigrant parents, but like bully in the traditional sense didn't really bother me all that much, because like I guess maybe also like growing up like as a not white person in a white neighborhood, because kind of gives you thick skin, but like you just kind of like see most of those bullies, and this is cliche from like after school specials, but most bullies are just kind of like broken people, and so it's just like, hey, you with the bad home life, and like it I don't know, it didn't really matter all that much to me. Or if they really bugged me, then I would just like fight back. It's like
The worst is when the bully got roller skates, because then he
What?
was twice as fast.
I feel like I would beat up a bully that's on roller skates. That just sounds stupid. Because like
You just knock him down, right?
well, because like I was either the kid who like, well, I remember in third grade, I think, like some kid like pushed me out of my chair, and then like I felt sorry for him, and then we ended up becoming friends. And then like another time, someone like really pushed me. He just wanted to fight, and so Christmas Story, Ralphie, when he finally like gets that on Farkas, that was me. I was like, I'm gonna make sure all your teeth are broken. My greatest strength is that people think I have limits. It's like if you pick a fight with me, I didn't start it, but I'm gonna end it. I just want this to be done.
Resolve.
So, that yeah, I don't know, but but bullies in other senses, like some of you saw a video put out a long time ago or a couple of years ago on this channel. It was more of the like just being treated like crap, like on a daily basis. That stuff like kind of got to me because it's a slow burn. It's kind of like what's that metaphor they have of like the dog with like the sugar cube with razors in it or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
it would like start eating it, but then like it would start bleeding and not know, but then like it would taste the blood and like it, so it would just like bleed to death. You know, because it's so slow. I feel like that's kind of. I mean, it's a more extreme example, but like that's kind of how.
Definitely more extreme.
But
But I think I understand nonetheless.
speaking of extreme violence, though, I think this will be the thing we wrap up on is, or I guess I think everybody's jumping in now. Like, where, like, is the notification finally going out, or like, I don't know what. Okay. Anyway, we saw Rambo with our buddy Billy yesterday.
Yo,
That was ridiculous.
Rambo was just what I thought it was going to be.
Really? I didn't know
Like-
it was gonna be that.
I just wasn't ready for it to go to like from 0 to 100 so freaking
in like
fast.
one scene, and then it just stayed that way.
Like the old Rambos, there'd be like some epic scenes, and then there'd be some like slow shit, and then some more epic scenes. This was like kind of medium, and then all of a sudden just went to like turbo.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to see it and hasn't seen it. Oh, Yellow Hispanics. What says it's a wolf story about how they catch them. They dip a knife in blood and let it freeze outside. Ah, that's what it is. Oop. Oh God. Why can't I not? Okay. So when the wolf eats the blood and knife, it doesn't realize it's drinking its own blood. Ah, that's it. That was the story.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, no. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody that wants to see it, but to me, it
Last blood.
It was Home Alone plus Mortal Kombat, and then Billy said a little bit of Saw. And I'm like,
because it was super gory, man.
It went places I didn't expect. I mean, I knew it was going to be violent, but it was like I always say like Yellow Hispanic said, but yeah, Rambo was insane. Yeah, like so Mortal Kombat goes to these ridiculous levels of violence, like splitting you in quarters and stuff like that, and that's what this did. And it was like nuts. Like
It's just all of the things I wanted to see in this movie from Rambo, the old movies I saw in this movie. Some new stuff for sure, because you know at the time there wasn't like the CG and whatnot. But I was actually on the flip side. I was actually really glad to see how much practical stuff they used too, because I guess you know Sylvester Stallone, he's still trained in all that. Like he was, you know, the old ways of making action movies. So they like brought some of the old back into this new. It was kind of cool.
speaking of, there was two things, man. That opening scene when they did a close up on him at the breakfast table, I was like, dude, HD 4K is like not meant for that face, man. It was like at first you think you're landing on the moon, and you're like, oh my god, that's Sylvester Stallone's face.
Yeah.
Like, and then
Still a badass, but yeah.
his voice has so much vocal fry in it. I need subtitles.
There were points, yeah, where it just sounded like mumbled mush.
So I won't give away like what happens, but there's a scene when he's in a truck, and it's a pretty important scene, and he's talking, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying because he was like,
At first, I thought it was like a director's or producers or something, like whoever was editing the sound, like they did it on purpose to kind of make it feel the emotion of it more. But then I realized he just wasn't saying the words very well.
That's just his voice. It's just such a low register, you know.
Well, it was, and like all of this doesn't move at all, so it's just like.
Josh just said that he said he might be doing a TV show with Dolph Lundgren.
That's awesome.
You just need like Bob Dylan as a soundtrack, like,
Masters of the Universe.
like, because can you imagine Dolph and Sylvester talking? It's like,
I could go places with that.
we just
but
need subtitles.
I'm not going to.
I mean, the action is going to be awesome, but we just need subtitles.
Just watch Family Guy. You'll see it all.
But that like, I hadn't like physically gagged like until that first. There's the first
Holy
violent
crap.
scene that happens in that
Holy
movie,
crap.
and I just. Like Vince said, like went from like 0 to 100, like just in that moment. And you're like, oh, you just jump like to the like.
Like
There's no ramp up.
I couldn't take my eyes
Josh said,
away.
Angie actually saw Rambo with me, and I convinced her to watch First Blood before you. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
How, like, because I got sick.
I was like, wait, doesn't Angie not like those movies?
Jen, what's up? How you doing?
And then Rod was like, all of these things is what she doesn't like.
Yeah, like, she doesn't like dumb guy stuff, like blood, violence, curse. Like, it has all of those things.
It's like, yeah, this is exactly all of that.
Jen,
yes.
I was talking to Jen earlier. Jen, I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Also, if you need something cathartic,
miss you, Jen.
Rambo has a lot of extraneous violence. Like,
sure, you should go see that.
It's so ridiculous.
And then not do anything about it afterward.
Well, like I said, it's not only Mortal Kombat like violence, but it's also like Mortal Kombat violence logic.
Sure.
Like, I still can't give anything away. It's like, you know, when you see like a fatality in Mortal Kombat, you're like, that looks awesome, and like the 13-year-old in you is like, yeah, but you're like, no way that happens in real life. You know, like, Yellow Spandex says, First Blood is not like the last two movies. When that first dude in the car, yeah, that's the, okay, yeah, I can't. I was just like, thinking about it.
That was the dopest thing I ever saw Rambo do. And I've seen him do some crazy, crazy shit.
I meant I must sit inside the pain so I has violence I needs. Dude, the violence, man. Like,
crap, man.
I'm trying to think of how to like not spoil this. So our friend Alan did the physics of Mortal Kombat, or the science of Mortal Kombat when MK11 came out.
Yeah.
And they were trying to figure out, like, you know, could you actually like cut someone in half with like a heated chain,
right,
and stuff. No, you can't.
No.
But like, close. If you
with enough force, probably.
Well, no, if you move it, it kind of saws, and the thing is, the sawing motion like moves away the burnt matter, so it can get to the next layer.
Yeah.
So, but if you're just doing it like Scorpion does it in the video game, it doesn't work. That doesn't happen in Rambo, but something just as equally violent or more happens, and like that stuff like happens in Rambo, and you're like, how did what like?
Oh.
But then I realized like this is a whole like elevated universe.
I wish there were more jump scares in it.
More?
Yeah. Because there was like some like super high anxiety moments, like that for the car scene or whatever, you know. But there wasn't any like ah parts of the movie, and I would know because I'd jump at everything.
Yeah.
Whew. That feeling is can't get it anywhere else except for maybe when you're really scared.
I honestly don't know if I'd watch it again
Without
because
a movie.
like it was relatively short for an action movie, especially for that one that's supposed to be the last of this franchise. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just assuming since it's called Last Blood and because of the it's not even after credits, like during the credits, but they rolled like this retrospective. It's not giving anything away.
He'll have to meet some new people so that they can die in the next movie.
But this movie had nothing to do with other Rambo happenings besides John Rambo.
Yeah.
Like, it blew. I mean, not that I followed like all the plot lines, but it's just like when I think of Rambo, I think of like the jungle and the mill, like, you know, army kind of stuff and everything. And this
is like an after image of the first two movies, but worse.
I mean, it did have like the feeling of just violence solves everything. Like that's the vibe, and I guess that's part of Rambo. But like, man, I wasn't ready for the level it was gonna go to. That was so much.
He didn't forget anything. He never forgot any of it.
Let's see how this goes.
Every bit of that training you see in this movie. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it's pretty cool stuff. It does.
Yeah. Oh, that was
super gory, man.
That was wild.
I'm so happy that we all went and saw it though. We saw it in the Prime theater too, and they got like subwoofers everywhere. It feels like
AMC Prime, thanks to AMC A-List.
A-List is the bomb diggity.
But yeah. So I guess we'll kind of like wrap up here. So a few housekeeping things. If you just joined us in the middle or towards the end, we tried live streaming 3 other times. The first time we didn't know it was just a blank screen. And so that's still up. We're gonna leave it unlisted, but we'll put, when this video is over, you'll see like a note, whatchamacallit, like a thing for it to click on, see, and then I'll link that in the description of this video as well in case you want to just like check that out. And then as usual, nobody's if you're watching this, you've already subscribed. I'm not going to do that. Call to action. This is just going to have a link to the beginning of this live stream when it was just a blank screen.
You know.
But we have a new song coming out this week.
Yes.
So check that out on our channel. You can set a reminder for the premiere, and then you can be there and chat live with us while the song premieres. And then we're going to be on the East Coast in a few days and celebrating our friend Slice and Rice getting married. So
That's right.
thanks for hanging out. Also, thanks for being here after like a million notifications because everything messing up. And we're going to hopefully find out what happened to the, to the Mob Crush stuff. But
thanks everybody though for chilling.
You know what's funny? I almost thought about like getting like a little webcam so we could do the stream thing. I was like, nah, we don't need it. And pulled the phone up. Mistake. So, all right, thanks everybody. Check out this week for new music. If you want to check out the first 7 minutes of Blank Screen and us talking, that's there too. And Kisses TL Spandex. And then mid-October, our big secret project reveals. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody. And don't forget to do the wrong things
with the right people
and make sure your equipment's working.